I'm Jenny Day. Thanks for continuing to stay informed during these uncertain times. Tonight, there has been a spike in the number of coronavirus cases in Yuma County. There are now 42 confirmed cases. That is up 10 from just yesterday. Health experts say you should have heightened awareness as there is widespread transmission across Arizona. Same story in California. Imperial County now has 195 coronavirus cases, and new tonight, a sixth person has died in the valley. We are told the person was middle-aged and had no underlying health conditions. So again, we are all encouraged to do our part to stop the spread. So from a safe distance away, we want to bring in Kevin Tennell from the Yuma County Health Department to talk about the spike. Welcome. Thank you again for continuing to keep us informed.
Well, thanks, Jenny. We appreciate all your efforts to help get this information out.
You're very welcome. So tell me about this spike in cases, 10 from overnight.
Well, there's not a lot to talk about in terms of, we're here. We've talked about this. I've been on the show before, and we've kind of been alluding to the fact that sooner or later we're going to see some sort of a change in the numbers. And again, this is the first day that we've experienced numbers of this magnitude. We don't know if that's going to continue, but certainly we know that the predicted surge that we were thinking about on the healthcare system quite possibly could happen by the end of this week or into next week. And we're watching that very carefully. So while you can't put an exact finger on why it happened, it does take us back to about a week ago when we sounded the alarm together that we were saying that there's community spread. Of these 10 cases, we were able to track, I think, 2 of them. The other 8 are the point of origin is unknown. So the community spread is here, and people need to know that when they go outside, everything's a touch point.
Yeah. So big cities obviously saw their spike earlier. We are now seeing it now. We could all be doing more, one could argue.
Well, I don't know if it's, well, absolutely we could do more. Staying at home, we still are talking about that. The governor talked a little bit today about some of the planning that they're doing at the top level. And of course, we follow the executive orders of the governor. But even here in Yuma County, I know that at the top level, there's a lot of talk about the idea of reopening. How would we reopen? When would we reopen? That's going to rely a lot on the healthcare industry giving us the nod in that direction. But right now at the here and present, we really need to be thinking about, okay, are we wearing our protective coverings when we're out in public? Are we doing the social separating that you talk about that's so important here? You looked at that graph you just showed, and the comparison between Imperial County and Yuma County, while maybe they're doing a little bit more testing, was far more dramatic, and we haven't hit that point yet. So we still have a lot of unknowns.
So tell me, what is the plan for eventually reopening? Does it start with parks or businesses, or how do we do so safely without seeing that second surge?
It's a good question, and I think a lot of that was the governor started to allude to a little bit in his presentation today. He talked about that we're certainly going to be at the stay-at-home order until the end of the month at the very least, and he discussed that there's a possibility that that could get extended given what develops over the coming week and a half, 2 weeks. But he did also present 3 options, and I think he's being very careful and deliberate in moving forward because he knows how careful he has to. There are other states that are far ahead of us right now, and I think he has the benefit of having those optics of what they've done over the past couple of weeks so that maybe we are more careful as we go into the idea of maybe allowing people to roam around a little bit more. There's going to be restrictions. We're going to need the public to follow those restrictions, and a lot of that's going to have to be mindful of socially separating or being out in the public. A lot of unknowns about how we're going to get back to a sense of normalcy. But I think right now, what people can really feel confident about is that those discussions are going on. The governor had an entire press conference about it today. And we're hopeful that maybe in the future we can start doing this. It's all going to rely on the public. We've said from the very, very beginning, the best way that we can defeat the coronavirus or the COVID-19 is through socially separating, through staying home, taking care of each other. And while it doesn't seem a lot and it's very stressful, we can't push it enough.
Yeah, we'll take this information to heart. Kevin Tennell with the Yuma County Health Department. So thankful, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well.